What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into DC Comics vs. Vampires, issue number 10. With only 2 more issues left, we are finally getting to the point of the ultimate confrontation, with the Birds of Prey going to hunt down Dick Grayson. But before they do that, they have to get into Gotham City. Meanwhile, we have Oliver Queen, who is trying to take down Hawkman. And then, of course, we have our third part, which is Steel and Supergirl. They have made their way to Australia, not really sure what they are looking for. These 3 stories inside this comic, this is what is building the final battle up. Will our heroes be able to bring back the sun? Will they be able to take down the Vampire King? Can they save the world before it is too late? Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, it is going to jump us around just a little bit. We are following all 3 stories, but it starts us off right outside of Gotham City. We pick up with our Birds of Prey, accompanied by Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne being a vampire, but he is one of the few individuals that the vampires have no control over. And we're gonna talk a little bit more on that once we get to the end of the comic, because I really do want to discuss this idea that there are some heroes that turn against their vampirism, while others, they join the forces of the Vampire King. But as our heroes begin to reach Gotham City, up in the sky, this is where they see the front line. From Black Adam to Firestorm, these are the individuals that keep control and make sure nobody comes into the city without them knowing. This is when Black Adam spots them. Our heroes wanting to do something, but Damian Wayne lets them know that we have to do nothing. That if you just wait, they will all have the distraction that they need. With Black Adam coming in like a ball of fire just before Black Adam gets too close to them. This is when Damian Wayne radios to Batwoman. We see Black Adam fall out of the sky, no one understanding what actually is taking place. That is, of course, until they look up and they see Starfire. We had seen her just recently rescued from Florida. If you want to check that out, it is DC Comics vs. Vampires All Out War. Damian Wayne had her brought here, believing that she would be perfect. Not only that, this would distract the Vampire King. Damian knew that this would infuriate Dick Grayson. Because of this, Dick Grayson, he sends everybody, realizing how important she is, knowing that her power alone could very easily turn the tides of this battle. We see Starfire hightail it out of here, having to recharge, needing to get to the sunlight. This gives our heroes the opportunity to sneak into Gotham City. This gives them the opportunity to kill a king. Now that is when we jump over to Smallville, what is looking like more or less a concentration camp, a place where humans are rounded up and they are kept here. The warden being none other than Hawkman. And we have the Green Arrow just recently captured as Hawkman is escorting him to his cell. The 2 of them have a conversation, with Hawkman letting Ollie know that the war is over, that his side, they lost a long time ago. Now Oliver Queen would say that the war isn't over yet. As long as there are people that are still willing to take up arms against them, the war will continue on. And Hawkman does believe that it was real good reason for him to come here and try to kill him. Not because he was going to be successful, but because Oliver Queen is a leader. Unlike all the other heroes, Oliver Queen never saw himself above the others, above humanity. Oliver Queen was of the people, and more than ever, Hawkman wants him to lead them now. Be the human ambassador. Tell all the humans to lay down their arms. And of course, this is something that Oliver simply isn't going to do. He is not going to tell people to stop fighting the good fight. But he did come here not to necessarily kill Hawkman, but give him the opportunity to repent, to turn his back on these monsters, to free these innocent people and to save whatever is left of Carter Hall. If he does not do this, then Green Arrow will in fact take him out. Of course, Hawkman telling him that he is a fool, that there is no way you could ever be a true threat to me. Leaving him in this cell, Oliver Queen can't help but think this is the same thing that Hal Jordan had said to him. As we jump back over to the sewers of Gotham, with Damian Wayne burning the boat that they had gotten in here with. Harley Quinn a little bit confused, wondering why he is doing this. He is saying this is to cover their tracks. Moreover, once you get inside of Gotham, there's not really any leaving, especially this time. Now, as Dinah gets a little bit infuriated with Damian Wayne doing all of this, this is where we have the arrival of Punchline, with Punchline being a vampire herself. She is not working with Damian Wayne, but she also doesn't work for Nightwing. She runs the black market inside of Gotham. She has taken over the job that Selina and Harley Quinn had done together. Of course, Harley Quinn letting her know that you don't have an original thought in your entire body, but they are able to bring Harley Quinn back in, relax her a little bit, and try to figure out what is going on here. And even though she doesn't necessarily work for Nightwing, that does not mean that Punchline is out here to help them. That is what takes us to the shores of Australia, as Steel carries Supergirl to the shoreline. It appears that she has taken in too much water. As Steel begins to do CPR, Supergirl coughs up all of this water. As she comes to recognizing where they are, Steel lets her know that the last time they saw Mira, she had been fighting against Aquaman. And when it comes to our Wonder Twin, there has been no sign of her, or at least so they thought. It appeared that Aquaman had just absolutely obliterated her. The truth is, she has been hiding inside of Supergirl. Our Wonder Twin had taken the form of water, so when Supergirl went down into the depths, in her water form, she went into the lungs of Supergirl, transferring any little oxygen that she could to Supergirl to keep her alive, while also keeping out all the salt water. And now they are on a mission to discover whatever it is they were sent here to look for. Hopping back over to Gotham City, we have the Birds of Prey, who are now in the custody of Punchline, because she doesn't plan to keep them here indefinitely. She just wants to figure out what she is going to do with them, because her problem is that she is not really sure what she wants to do. They may have made deals in the past, but right now the Birds of Prey, Damian Wayne, they have nothing to offer her. They have nothing to bargain with. The only real value that they have right now is that she could turn them into the Vampire King. That, of course, is unless a deal can be struck, letting them know that she won't stand in the way if they go and try to kill the Vampire King. But before they do that, they have to kill somebody for her. Not a vampire, but a human. Of course, Barbara Gordon wants nothing to do with this, saying that they are not murderers, thinking maybe if you won't do this, maybe someone in your little Suicide Squad will. As we hop back over to Smallville, picking up with Green Arrow and Cole. Cole is a little bit confused because this was supposed to be some kind of rescue mission, or at least that is what Cole was thinking when Green Arrow showed up, with Green Arrow pulling out a necklace, trying to figure out if there is any water around here. The problem is that there's not really any water. It has been very scarce ever since the clouds had taken over the sky. When they messed up the weather patterns, that means that the rain, everything else was also thrown into chaos. But they need a little bit of moisture, asking Cole to go ahead and pee on this necklace that he has. This pennant that Dr. Fate had risked his life to get to him. We have Cole that is getting a little bit frustrated with Green Arrow, letting him know that you could have stopped all of this. You could have rescued everybody. Instead, you were too focused on going to Hawkman and giving him the opportunity to repent. But what Cole didn't know is that pennant, when it was given just a little bit of moisture, we see the green grow. And from that growth, we have Swamp Thing. This is how he is going to rescue everybody. Hopping back over to Gotham City, with Harley Quinn and all the others being imprisoned. Harley Quinn took her clothes off. She made a distraction, made it look like she was laying in bed, butt freaking naked. She smashes this vampire's head into a wall and she makes her escape. As she runs off to make her escape, this is when she runs into Barbara and Punchline. Not really sure what is going on, asking if all the others are also out and she's the only one locked up. Punchline had just sent for all of them to be released. That includes Harley Quinn. That is why that guard even came to her cell. And they are all being released because Damian Wayne did what needed to be done. He killed the person that Punchline wanted taken out. That person just so happens to be Harvey Dent. This is what buys their freedom, being able to get out into the city. Damian Wayne is now asking, what is your plan? What do we do from here? Of course, Barbara, she is unwilling to let Damian in on everything that is going on. The truth is, he is a vampire and she does not trust him. Even if he did just free them, Damian went and murdered Harvey Dent to do so. And while Damian Wayne, he puts on a great facade. He is the vampire that is a vampire hunter. The truth is, she knows exactly why he left Gotham. Damian Wayne couldn't stop Dick Grayson. He had the shot. He couldn't stop him. Even when he killed Tim, when he killed Jason, when he killed Bruce, Damian did nothing. And of course, the other reason, he is a freaking vampire. This is somebody that she will not trust, but she does have a plan. She has a trick up her sleeve. This is where she exposes the giant bat lantern, sending that spotlight up into the sky. This is the signal. Across Gotham City, everybody can see this, from Signal to the Huntress. But this isn't no ordinary light. This is UV light, which means any vampire that steps in its path, they are almost instantly turned into ash. But this is just the beginning of the plan. With this one signal going up, we see more pop up. One by one, we have bat signals that are going up all over Gotham City. Damian Wayne wondering how she was able to implement such a very thought out plan. But Dick Grayson has one weakness. He is too proud to have his food served to him from those blood farms. He wants to be the purest of vampires. And so he kept Gotham a free city where humans can live their lives. But he did this so that he could hunt them. And so what remains of the Bat family, those humans that they really are just surviving in Gotham City, they have been waiting for this moment. They have been hiding this entire time. They have been waiting for the signal. With these bat lights going up, it is time for what remains of the Bat family to go on the hunt. Though they may have lost the element of surprise, Barbara knows that Dick Grayson always knew she would return. Dick Grayson has been going into her dreams trying to lure her back to Gotham City. This was an inevitable confrontation. He has been expecting her. But now Dick Grayson knows that Barbara Gordon did not come alone, as all the lights, they hit that one tower where Dick Grayson has been lording over the city. And this is where the final battle begins. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, like I've said before, it's not a bad storyline. It's enjoyable. I love my Elseworld stories, but there are so many things that just don't necessarily make sense. For example, Starfire and every single heavy hitter being sent out of the city. Even if Dick Grayson is a vampire, even if he is egotistical, narcissistic, even if he wants Starfire that badly, he is not dumb enough to recognize that this is not some kind of distraction. He is not foolish enough, or at least you would think he is not foolish enough to send away every single major hitter that you have on your team. But for the sake of the story, and for this to even work in the slightest bit, that had to be done. Now my confusion, it really circles around the vampirism, how this actually works. Because while there are many individuals that more or less bend the knee to Nightwing, there are others, they are able to resist doing so, even going as far as hunting other vampires like Damian Wayne or Punchline. She is going against everything. She works against Nightwing. We have Batwoman, who also does the same thing, but then you have individuals like Power Girl, like Firestorm, like freaking Black Adam. All of these individuals, they seem to just give in to the thirst, give in to the hunger, not having the willpower to fight back against it. And don't get me wrong, I love the idea that they can fight back against their vampirism. My problem with that is that there are other heroes, for example, Superman, should easily have the willpower to fight back. Hal Jordan, literally powered by will. I mean, his connection to the green light of will is so strong that even without a charge of a lantern ring, Hal has been known to transform his body into a construct. But you're going to sit here and tell me that he can't fight against this vampirism. I don't believe it. And that is the problem with this story, is that there are so many things that are out of character for so many of the characters that it just makes it unbelievable. I would say that if I didn't truly know these characters how I know them, this might be a story that I would thoroughly enjoy. But because I know these characters so well, because I know how they would operate, I know how their powers work, so on and so forth, it really makes me say this just isn't realistic for the characters in this setting. But with that criticism pushed to the side, it is enjoyable just for the sake of it being an Elseworld story. It is fun to see everything thrown into chaos, to see Dick Grayson as not the beacon of hope, but the tyrannical leader, the dictator, the monster that he has become. And it looks like at the end of the day, it is going to be the one true love of his life that is going to have to drive that stake into his chest. With only 2 more issues left, this is the beginning of the end. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this story. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you can't do that, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.